Today we're getting the facts on the deadly mid-air collision in Washington, D.C. after a number of claims were made on social media. We also saw President Donald Trump hold a press conference about this. Joining us live now is Lou Jacobson, the chief correspondent at our partner PolitiFact. So Lou, look, obviously this is a tough topic, but so many people kind of right away have gotten into the opinion side versus the fact side. So let's begin with some of the social media speculation. We saw it at really, as crews were still in the water, divers were still out there, speculation that recent firings of aviation officials by President Trump in the days leading up to this crash somehow caused it. So what did you find when it came to those claims?
Yeah, so a common topic on social media this week was that Trump fired the heads of the TSA and the Coast Guard, as well as members of the Aviation Security Advisory Committee. Some said that he had frozen hiring for all air traffic controllers. While it's correct that Trump did make some of these personnel moves, the experts we checked with say it's very unlikely that any of those actions could have affected the operations of the aircraft involved in the crash. It's important to note that Trump made these moves just a few days ago, and there's no way they could have had an effect on the crash in such a short period. The TSA and the Coast Guard, for instance, don't even play a role in the operations of commercial planes or of military choppers. And the Aviation Security Advisory Committee wasn't even scheduled to meet before the crash. Plus, the White House said that the hiring freeze that it did not affect controllers because it had a carve out for safety and security officials.
Yeah, and of course, still waiting for the NTSB reports. Preliminary one will come out sooner, and then it could take months, even years, for the final report. Lou, I know you also checked out a second claim. This one involved what the president was saying from the White House briefing room, blaming DEI initiatives for this crash. In his press briefing yesterday, he made this statement. I want to give you the quote for folks at home. It said, "I changed the Obama policy on hiring air traffic controllers, and then Biden came in and he changed it." So what's he referring to here, and what did you find out about this claim, Lou?
Yeah, so basically, before we get into the substance of the claim, there's some good guidance for both sides here. And that's that the crash just happened, and it'll take weeks or months before the full causes are known. And so blaming one particular factor less than a full day after the crash, as both sides really were doing, is jumping the gun in a big way. Now, on the substance of what Trump specifically said, he was talking about a disability hiring policy that did start during the Obama years. Trump called that something unique to the two Democratic presidents, Obama and Biden, but Trump actually kept the effort going during his first term. Meanwhile, people with disabilities still needed to be medically qualified to do the job. If you were blind or deaf, you couldn't get a controller job, period. Then after Trump's remarks, the White House also pointed to a hiring policy during the Obama years that considered personal factors beyond specific test scores. And critics said that favored diversity over qualifications. Now, this is a policy that's been controversial. It's been subject to a lawsuit since 2015. But first, it's important to note that it didn't lower the standards for certification for these jobs. And second of all, Trump stopped the policy in 2018, and Biden didn't bring it back. So basically, because Trump conflated these issues and got the details wrong, we gave that a rating of false.
Yeah, moments like this, just sticking to the facts, especially as those details are still emerging. Lou Jacobson, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.